it's bull or bear, I don't care. It's quite a rough ride, just like life. But I'm kind of patient, cause only time will tell. It's gonna go up, so you better stay calm. And grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Thursday at 1:10 p.m. Eastern. And, man, it's been a really, really rough week. And I almost didn't even come on today. But I thought, it is what it is. And I was kind of checking the news and seeing what's happening. And ChainWise is 57 days away. I was actually checking when I scheduled ChainWise. Bitcoin was at like $4,100. And I remember when I was doing all the different interviews and a lot of different things initially with the radio stations and the TV stations and all that, which haven't even aired yet. I told them, I'm like, Bitcoin's like $41. I was like, there's no telling. And this is when the original convention was going to be in February. And I was like, there's no telling what it's going to be like in February. Now, we're above 10,000. So even, if any one of the people that I was talking to while I was preparing for this convention got themselves some Bitcoin, they'd have already have doubled their money, more than doubled their money. But what bothers me is the idea that it's even about USD. I think my perception of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, even though in the core of me I get it, it's really not about USD. It's not about how much cash you can get. And I really want to try and figure out a way to bring more masses into the use of cryptocurrency. Because the regulation, the taxation, all of this stuff is stemming from the fact that so much crypto is converted in and out of fiat. And ultimately, the idea for cryptocurrency is that there's no longer a need for fiat. And I think it's really time for me, and it's difficult when you've grown up your entire life, with this whole idea of currency, of cash, buy and sell, credit cards, things like that. And it's difficult to transition out of that mindset of, well, how much money do you have? And it's like you always watch. I mean, for how long now have we watched different, sci-fi movies like in, what am I watching again? The Expanse, which by the way, is like one of the best sci-fi shows like ever made. Firefly is amazing, and I love it. I've watched it all, including the movie, multiple times. But The Expanse is such a good show, and their currency is called script. How much script you got? It's kind of, and when we're talking about global currency, we're talking crypto. When we're talking potentially in the future, international, interstellar, interuniversal, whatever, it's going to be about crypto. And I believe that. And I think that we really have to start training ourselves in order to truly prepare. It's kind of like, like in combat training, if you're in the military, They do the drills where you're crawling under, the chicken wire or whatever, the barbed wire. I think it's chicken wire. You're crawling through that, and then they're shooting over your head. They're trying to prepare you for what it's mentally like to be in that state during a war. You don't raise your head. You don't look up. You don't, you just keep pushing through, moving forward. And I think that the majority of cryptocurrency users still have not come to a point where we've adopted the true idea of cryptocurrency on a grand scale. And I think it's definitely one of those things that we need to start looking at. Another realization that I've come to is, I've spent a while now kind of worried about my number of subscribers. And in that, I've changed the way I've done things many times to try and appeal to more people, to try and do what the bigger YouTubers are doing with their short videos and focusing on watch times and this and that. And that wasn't my way early on. I like to talk. I like to share my thoughts. And if anything, sometimes I like to think out loud, because putting it out there verbally sometimes helps you clarify things in your own mind. So in a lot of ways, doing these videos, I guess what I'm trying to say is doing these videos on YouTube has become a job in a sense, where it never was before. And I feel like it's become part of a kind of a job because, I got caught up in, the number of subscribers, getting my watch times up higher, just doing things that I saw other YouTubers doing. But then I also realized the majority of you guys that watch me aren't 15-year-old kids with a grudge. You're not a bunch of trolls running around the internet watching other trolls. A lot of you guys are educated. A lot of you guys are doing fairly well. So many of you are self-employed. And I'm like, because I talk to a lot of you and I know where you come from. And I know what kind of people watch my channel. And I think that ultimately I may not have 150,000 subscribers, but I think that those of you guys that watch me religiously are on a different level than most. And I heard YouTube automatically unsubscribes individuals. I wouldn't doubt that. Maybe if they're not active, maybe they prune them. I mean, I remember when the YouTube did the big pruning of like all the spam, like the spam likes and the social signals and subscribers and views and all that. And I remember like a lot of people lost a lot, like a lot of channels were ultimately shut down, proven to basically all be spam. And, there are people like, oh, Crow bought his views, Crow bought his subs. No. I barely got touched. I think I may have lost like 300 or something like that. I did a video on it. My channel really it didn't get touched at all. So, it did a little, but I'm not buying subs and I'm not, like you can promote videos and stuff like that. I promote videos sometimes and things, but that's just to get more eyeballs on stuff. So anyway, but I just think I just kind of want to come out. I have so much happening and so much going on, and there's so much that I just kind of want to share and discuss and vent and just kind of do me and not worry so much about, how many people watched for how long or any of that bullshit anymore. I just don't give a fuck anymore, to be quite frank with you. I don't really care. I feel like the people that watch me, I feel like those of you who I know and I see and have been a part of my channel really since inception, I don't think you come to me because you expect my videos to be 10 minutes. If there's anything when I watch my videos back, I hate the fact that I say a lot and like those little twips that I do. But anyway, that's that. I'm just gonna start doing me and try to make YouTube more enjoyable for me, and to get more out of it. So, ChainWise is coming up in 57 days. If you haven't watched the little Bitcoin and Friends promo, it's right there at chainwise.us. Make sure you check it out. There's going to be more stuff. There's stuff happening right now. There's stuff kind of bubbling under the surface, but it feels like a lot of this stuff with ChainWise isn't going to like really come to finalization or fruition until like the last month. And that's when everything starts kicking into high gear and really starts popping off. And I've talked to a lot of different people at different conventions. If it's a big like corporate type thing, that's a little different. But conventions for the public, it takes time, and things need to get closer to the date before things start getting nuts. So, I definitely, I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and hanging out. I do want to kind of set up like a really fun after party for either Friday or Saturday, or maybe both. I don't know. We'll see. Update on my tax situation. I took that video down because I felt like it was a little unfair. But I'm definitely learning a lot about taxes, and I'm also learning a lot about lawyers recently. And I'm not going to get into specifics, but I feel like it's like the way everything is set up is really, really difficult to work through. You're expected, you try to hire lawyers and hire different people, and nobody with crow's nest acts or anything like that. I'm talking about different lawyers for different things. It's just, you learn that some of these guys, they just want to take your money. They'll tell you whatever. And I'm just, of course I go live and my wife is calling me. It's like, it never fails. She's got some sort of biological clock to when I'm focused on something else. I think it's a woman thing. But I've been learning so much, and I'm also learning that my accountant is amazing. Like, my accountant, I could call him at any time, and he will sit there with me for half an hour and explain things and discuss, different outcomes and different ways of handling different things. And Elliot, I love you, man. Like, seriously, he's just been so great and just working so hard. We've been working so hard on like just trying to resolve multiple issues. And I think we're getting it all sorted. I'm still going to owe a lot in taxes, but it is what it is. And so, I'm going to work through it. And I just feel like, once we get all this stuff resolved and I just get through 2019 and into 2020, the way I'm going to be handling a lot of my business affairs is going to be very, very different. There aren't going to be any more big cash outs all at once in the future. Unless it's going into investing in another company or another business, or investing into my own businesses, or whatever the hell I've got going on. And I'm learning a lot. And I think once everything has concluded, I'll probably do a video, and I'll probably have Elliot back on just to kind of talk. There are so many things that you try to learn this stuff. Like, you really try to learn what to expect and how things are supposed to work and all that. But you realize after the fact, you don't know shit, because there's always so much that is never explained up front. And it's like, there are a lot of questions you don't even know to ask until you're hit in the face with it. And it's just, it's a struggle. It really is a struggle. And it's like, you try and you just want to do your best, and you just want everything to be legit and work and all this. And everything ends up being such a convoluted mess of shit. And there really isn't anything you can do. It's such a disaster. Just the way everything is written, the way it's just terrible. I mean, it really is. It's just terrible. You almost have to have like 5 different lawyers to do one damn thing, because I don't know. It's nuts. But anyway, all right. So Bitcoin's on its way back up a bit. And this is good. This is bringing me to one thing that I found. So basically right now we're at 10,302, and I saw this article: Bitcoin social influence data indicates possible incoming rally. And ultimately what this article is saying is that if they look at Bitcoin social media metrics, like Google trend data, things like that, Twitter's, tweets about it, all of that stuff, that when it starts to go down significantly, people think, oh, well, when Bitcoin's, Google trends and all that stuff is up, Bitcoin goes up. Well, this is actually saying that the opposite is more true in many cases, in the sense that when Bitcoin's social influence drops, Bitcoin then rises in price. And why would you think that would be the case? I was reading this article and I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I'm a whale playing the market, what do I want to do? Right? Like, what makes more sense for me? If I'm watching, I'm almost betting, and I want to dive into this a little deeper when I have more time. I'm almost betting that whales aren't even, some of them are, I'm sure, but it would make sense that whales aren't even looking at TA. Like, they're not even looking at technical analysis when they're making significant trades. And that's why none of it ever makes any damn sense, because they're not trading on these technicals. They're trading on the socials. Because think about it. If I have a substantial sum of Bitcoin and, I obviously I bought it at the low and I've been kind of playing the swings on it for a while. When Bitcoin's interest goes down in the market, you have to drive the price up. You have to bring the people back. And so when you do that, you're buying back into the market to drive that price up. And then once you've established the social metrics again, and you've got the public interest and people are paying attention and you're trading it and this and that, then what do? Then you're selling into them. And that's easy to do when volume is fairly low. That's easy to do when there's not a lot of activity in the space. And so ultimately you're creating your own market just by buying Bitcoin and pushing the price up. And so that's what I see is happening. And that's what I see has been happening for a while. And we call it a bull market. And maybe it is. If anything, I just think it's the whales who are they're learning how to manipulate not necessarily the market, but the people. And that's one of the reasons why I believe in a buy and hold strategy to a lot of extent, because you don't risk losing. You don't risk losing as much because it's erratic and it's difficult to plan for. It's difficult to forecast exactly what's going on, because there's so much Bitcoin in the hands of few who can easily swing the market in any one direction. It's not like, in a very fluid market that is difficult to manipulate, not any one handful of entities own or control a significant amount of the available supply. And so because of that, technical analysis is much more fed by true market conditions and true general mentality or sentiment of that individual market and the investors and the traders within it, right? And so that's one of the reasons why, for me, while I look at TA and I reference it, oh, we're going up. Oh, we're going down. Oh, anything could happen here. That's about all you can really gather from it, because you never really know exactly what other factors are playing into the price action of Bitcoin with the people who can truly control the market. Now, moving forward, and I will say this, Crypto Zombie, I watched this video that he did, and I try to kind of watch other YouTubers here and there and see what they're up to. Crypto Zombie's fucking killing it, people. Like, I don't want anybody to leave me, but Crypto Zombie has become such a force in education in the crypto space. I just have to give him props. I just have to show respect. This video that he's done, this video that he did, now he's promoting ByBit, which, that sucks. But everybody's got bills to pay. I get it. Use ByBit at your own risk. It's dangerous as hell, people. I won't touch it. But he does this video where he's talking about the patterns of Bitcoin prior to and post halving. And I'm like, this is a really good video. And not only does he kind of explain what's happening, but he explains what a lot of these little things mean. So I just thought it was a really well done video, and I encourage everybody to check it out. I mean, it really, really is a good video. He's already got 25,314 views on the damn thing. I mean, the guy's crushing it. He's religious. He does a daily video. I really wish I had time for it because it's killing me. But the only thing about Crypto Zombie is he talks so fast sometimes I don't even know what the hell he's saying. But other than that, he's really good. So yeah, Bitcoin longs outnumber the shorts, especially on Bitfinex. So there are a lot more people who believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to be going higher in the relatively near future than people then believe it's going to fall. And a part of me almost wonders that, when it says, longs outnumber the shorts, well, do they, or is that because they've been liquidated so many times by the exchanges that they're trying to make these trades on? That's why I don't mess with any of this stuff. In a market like crypto, the way it is right now, I just would not, I wouldn't leave any of my money to the chance, or leave any of my sentiment, my effort, whatever. I just wouldn't leave it to chance with what's going on out there. France won't tax crypto-only trades, will only tax crypto to fiat sales, which that's really, if anything, that's the way it should be. It's just easier to manage. It's easier to deal with. I just think it's, to me, the way the U.S. government is handling it, it's just greedy. It's greedy. It's irresponsible. It's, it's a fuck you, pay me mentality. And, but that's the way just about everything seems to be in this country. Honestly, it's just the deeper I dive into things, like the whole country is just ran like one giant mafia, in my opinion. I mean, it's disgusting. The more I see, the more I understand, the more woke, I guess you could say, I get, the more I'm just like, wow, we're like, no wonder so many people hate us in the way we do things. We're arrogant as fuck. We just do what we want. We screw our own people over. We suck all the resources and money out of everywhere. And yet we have probably more homeless people in this country than anywhere in the world. Our prison ratio is higher than anywhere in the world. I mean, we treat human beings like cattle. And that's all there is to it. We truly do. And everything about how our country is structured is to maintain the herd. And that's really it. And I honestly, I feel like I've been going into some sort of weird depression because it's easier to be happy when you're ignorant. It's easier to be happy, but it's like, and I almost understand to some degree how some people really break under the pressure of doing well. And you start to do well, and then you start to realize like there's so many things, and it's like, and I don't even do that well, like, by comparison, and to a lot of people out there, the truth is depressing. It really is. The truth is absolutely depressing, and it's almost like you have to become a certain type of individual if you really want to push through the shit. And it's like you have to change who you are in some ways, and I don't like it. I believe there's another way. I just do. I believe there's another way. I'm not going to get too deep into all of that, but I just don't really. There's just no excuse for the way things are. The way our politics is, the way we keep voting in all these crooks and all these just greed, anyway, I just don't even feel like looking at crypto or money or anything right now, like at all. I really don't. CryptoKitties maker raises 11 million to build a new blockchain. What the fuck for, man? Like, really? What's happening? There are so many different blockchains out there and available now that can handle CryptoKitties. Why are we funding new ones at this point? Why don't we focus on further developing and establishing the ones that already exist? What the hell is this? I mean, and it's like, I read this and I'm like, come on, we already have all this shit. Why are we continuing to reinvent the wheel? Dapper Labs is also, I mean, it's like their use cases for this new blockchain that's going to cost so many I mean, I guess in a way it's cool because it's just they're employing more people. But why don't we really get the current blockchains that we have? Why don't we get those on point instead of dumping yet more and more cash into something else? It's getting to the point where it just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I mean, CryptoKitties cool. You buy a little collectible digital card and it creates a new kitten, and it's cute and it's fun and all of that. And it's like, look, if it drives up adoption, fine. And I understand that it bogged down the Ethereum blockchain significantly. I don't even know what's going on with Ethereum lately. It's just been running like shit. Transactions are taking 20 hours to confirm, and it's nuts. I don't even know what's happening. But its value's going up a bit, which is cool. But yeah, I mean, Crow Trader getting ready to launch the CoinBase Pro build here, I think next week. Crow Mining, I was just informed that we're going to have basically all the units are going to be online by the end of next week. Also, I will show everybody, this is my Divi coin masternode. This is really sick, man, and it's running. Full disclosure, I didn't pay them. I didn't buy a single one of these coins. They hooked me up. They said, hey, we want you to try this masternode, see if you like it. We've got some announcements coming. We want you to get on board. We want to, know your thoughts and help tell us what you think of the wallet and this and all this other stuff. I did have some hiccups with the initial wallet and launching a masternode, but now I don't think it was the wallet that was the problem. I think it was actually the promo code they gave me for PayPal to, I guess the masternode runs off of a hosting service that costs like $10 a month, and they gave me a promo code. I don't think the promo code worked very well. I don't even think it was the wallet. I think these guys, their support was like helping me like round the clock. It didn't matter when I was on. Either Nick, one of the lead developer, or some of the support people were on. And my goal is to get into a gold masternode and just continue to grow it from there. And so I've got enough now to run two. I think they're silver. I only have one going, and but I'm still like it says rewards earned 0. I don't think that's accurate. So I don't know if when I refresh, it'll update itself. But they're releasing new updates with this. I would say every few days I'm getting a new wallet. Auto install. I will say that honestly, it's one of the cleanest, slickest, easiest to use wallets out there. So I don't know if you're into masternodes and stuff. The coins that I have, I mean, shit. They basically sent me like 10 grand worth of Divi coins, and yeah, I mean, cool. Nick is one of the guys, and I've talked about this before. Nick is one of those guys that I met in Vegas, and we talked all about blockchain and crypto, and he's just somebody that just wants to develop something useful. Like he has the best intentions. It's not a big cash grab type thing for them. I talked to his other developers, and they're all just cool, like the kind of guys you would expect to see, like who created Apple or Microsoft Windows in its early days. They're all just kind of huddled around and just coding away and just trying to make something happen. And I don't know, I dig it. I mean, there are so many blockchains out there, and there's so much stuff going on in the space that I feel like everybody has a purpose. Everybody's code is there's just so many different use cases and things. But anyway, I'm like really enjoying it. It's actually fun, even just from a hobby perspective, because the coins are cheap. And you can actually get I don't know if it was bronze. I don't remember. Well, hold on. I think I can click this and see. Yeah, so there's a copper node. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. Bring it back away from my head. So if I click this, I can say, okay, I want a copper node because I have 100,000 Divi. A silver node at 300,000 Divi. A gold node for 1 million. Platinum, and then diamond. Diamond. You need 10 million Divi for a diamond node. which is crazy. But yeah, I want to grow into it. I want to end up with a gold node. That's the promo code. Like, depending on your relationship, I guess, or what's going on, they can hook you up with a promo code, because otherwise the hosting service that they use for the master node, it's like $10 a month or something like that. So 10 or $15, something like that. But anyway, yeah, and that's it. Like, when you have it, this is the thing about setting up a master. I wasn't even planning on doing all this, but I do think it's cool. So like, when you have your divvy in your wallet, you just click master node. If you have a promo code, you plug it in. If not, you'll just hit subscribe, and then so I could subscribe and get another one. I'm pretty sure I can run multiple nodes out of this one wallet, because they're all being hosted somewhere else. I think that's actually cool, because a lot of master nodes you can't really do that. But I do need to confirm that. I was planning on asking them. But then you click the button and it just does everything, and then boom, it goes live in its own new tab down here, and you just start collecting resources. You just start building more. So that's Divi so far, and I'll update everybody with that. By the end of next week, all of Crow Mining miners should be online. I know that like 300 of them are going online on Monday, and then like over that course of that week, all the rest of them are going to start turning on. So I'll be able to start updating everybody with, from my dashboard, like what's happening with Crow Mining, and showing everybody my yield and all that. And again, remember, it's not a cloud mining operation, just so you guys know that are new. It's co-located. You own the miners. You can move them wherever you want, whenever you want. You can leave the facility if you want. You can do whatever. So anyway, that's it for today. I just kind of wanted to go over, like, yay, Bitcoin's moving back up a bit. I'm not even going to try to pretend I have a clue where the hell it's going, but as long as it's going up, that's good for me, because GI Crow, Real American Hero, go Crow. Yeah, it's funny, because I was seriously thinking about, what would it take to run for president? I'm like, you know what? I'm one of those guys, I kid you not. I'm one of those guys that I would make such a big wave, provided I had the right support. But if I even established any semblance of chance of winning for the presidency, something tells me I would have a really bad accident along the way. Like, I really do believe that. I don't feel like that's just a part of the corruption of our system, is that, people that are true. That's why I've said for years, anybody that makes it to the Oval Office is already bought and paid for. Like, there's no, I don't believe that there's any real sense of, oh, well, this person's truly fighting the fight for the people and he's going to be the best president ever. Pretty sure all that shit stopped with Kennedy. I don't think that kind of stuff happens anymore. You just don't get that far. It's easier to keep a mess out of the office than it is to get rid of one. And, or maybe the opposite of that is true. I don't really know, but I don't know. There's just so many things I really just kind of hate about the world around me. I'm not even going to lie. And I think it's really starting to affect me. First they try to buy you, then to kill you. Yeah, that's about it. I really hope, I have this like dream, I have this idea, of how I really hope that blockchain tech really continues to grow and rise. I really hope that artificial intelligence really starts to grab onto, I think there's going to be a merger. Has Crow Trader Bot been released? Anyone know? What's up, Ninja? Yeah, Crow Trader Bot has been released, but it was released with Binance, which I think even today or tomorrow, Binance is closing it out to US customers. So I had the team basically like, hey, we need to like add other exchanges, and CoinBase Pro is going to be launched here very, very, very soon, like within days, I think, if not like very early next week. And so people are going to be able to trade. People are going to be able to trade on with Crow Trader, and you're going to be able to trade on Coinbase, and you're going to be able to trade with USD pairs. So you're not going to be locked into just trading against Bitcoin, which isn't going to help anybody do much of anything with the way the altcoin market's been. So you're going to be able to just trade directly against USD, which is going to be pretty big. You're going to have a lot less pairs, obviously, with it being Coinbase, but that's okay too, because you can still do very well just trading Bitcoin and USD. It's the it's trading altcoins against Bitcoin. That's the problem. That's what's kept a lot of bots down that don't offer up different ways of doing things. And then because of the way everything is being set up, what's up, Adamar? I'm holding up, man. I'm doing well. I'm doing all right. I think everything's getting sorted and getting worked out and all that, but it's a rude awakening, man. And I've definitely been learning a lot since last week. I've been learning a lot, and I know, look, when you're not college educated and you're kind of learning a lot as you go, and from the guidance of the people you hired to teach you, you don't always learn everything up front, and you just kind of have to learn through the experience of things happening in real time. And it's not the best way of going about it, but it is what it is, and I'm just trying to make the best of it and get through it. And once this phase, most of it is just the taxes. It's just a lot that you just don't know about taxes. Once this is done, then moving forward, I expect everything to be very smooth and everything much more well organized and structured and all that. So, yeah. USD BTC trading is going well for me. I'm excited to have a bot do it for me. Yeah, I really think Crow Trader is going to be off the chain when it's done. And I think the goal is to have like at least four different exchanges on the bot. I will say that there's going to be a new strategy in the bot that they're working on that it's going to be cool. And all I'm going to say is it's going to be called the Nest Builder. And I think it's going to be some pretty powerful stuff that people are going to really dig. And it's exactly like the way it's being designed. It's exactly what I want. And it's going to be built into the bot as opposed to basically using, TradingView SMS alerts and all that stuff. It's just going to be a strategy you're going to be able to turn on and it'll just do it. And that's going to be powerful. I'm seriously, but I'm still not I don't want to pump it too much because I want it done and I want to use it and I want to make sure it works before I start telling everybody and then everybody runs out buying it. I don't want anybody to do that yet. I want to make sure that we deliver on what we're trying to build before everybody's spending their money on it. I'm not trying to pump it right now. I'm just letting everybody know what's coming because I think it's going to be really, really cool. Yeah, I guess that's it. That's all I really have to say for now. It's like 2:00. I know my wife was trying to call me. I want to make sure that everything's cool. She's probably telling me to walk the dogs. Look, I love you guys. And it's been a really rough week, but I think, I'm looking forward to getting all this stuff figured out and done. I'm literally going to probably have to take out a home equity loan to pay my taxes this year. But hopefully by the end of 2020, it'll all be gone and done, clean slate, and, we move on. So that's just the lesson I'm learning. And it's going to suck, but and again, I don't have a problem with paying taxes. I have a problem with feeling like I'm being raped and given no options. That's what I don't like. There's so much to how all that whole thing works that it's it is what it is. I'm just going to stop. Lucky mortgage rates just dropped. Well, and there's some stuff to that too. I mean, with interest rates dropping and all of that, that could potentially not be a good thing for people because you're going to be paying the bank for your savings account instead of the other way around. So we'll see how that stuff plays out. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Like and share the video, post your comments, help me out, get my metrics up. I'll tell you this right now. I will make this promise. I will try to do a lot more in these videos and when I come online, and I will probably hang out longer and longer. If those of you that enjoy what I do, when I do things my way instead of YouTube's way, if my videos are being supported with lots of comments underneath, lots of likes and shares and things like that, I will commit to not worrying so much about, how long my videos are or, whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely going to need your support to pull that off. Because this is all a part of what I do for a living now. And so it's but I don't want my YouTube channel to be structured in a very, kind of four-walled way. Yeah, thanks, Darren. I appreciate that, man. See you and everyone at ChainWise. I will see you there, Ninja. Yeah, that's another thing too. Like, help promote ChainWise if you can. I've been trying to get YouTubers. I set up a private invite-only Telegram channel full of like all the different YouTubers and Twitter people out there. I don't think anybody gives a fuck to help me promote ChainWise at all. If you can't pay them, they're like, fuck you, dude. Like, it doesn't matter what the mission is. Doesn't matter that it's not a cash grab. Nobody seems to give a shit. So I'm like, all right, I guess we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm like really surprised by that because I've tried to do quite a bit to help different people and different things, and it just doesn't seem to be a kind of a mutual thing. It's very much a like, take what you can and run type of situation. So I don't know. There've been a couple people that have helped and talked about it, but sure as hell not many. And I'm I'm like disheartened by that too, because I'm like, you know what, anytime anybody asks me for, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, I'll help you do this. Do you want on the channel, whatever. I've had people with 200 followers on my channel. I've had people with, almost 200,000. Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's not, people just, anyway, I don't even want to go started down that path because I'll get really shitty. But I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off and go eat some lunch. I need it. Thanks. I'll see you again soon.